What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Clubhouse Podcast. This is episode 4, and my name is Sunny G. Just want to thank everybody who has taken the time to listen to the podcast so far, whether it be on YouTube, watching me in video form, like last week for the first time, or on your preferred podcast service, whether it be Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever. Everywhere has podcasts now, right? So, yeah, just a thank you to anybody who has checked out the podcast so far. We're still, very early on to having the podcast in this format on YouTube and stuff like that. So we're just going to keep plugging away and keep building the best that I possibly can every single week. But so far, I think it's going pretty well. I'm enjoying it. It's it's a good outlet for me. It's a good way for me to sort of just come on here and chat gaming, which is one of the things that I love the most. So I'm just gonna keep doing it every single week, and I hope you guys keep coming back, and I hope this sort of builds and we get more people on board and stuff like that. So yeah, just stick with me. Stick with me. That's all I ask. I really appreciate it. Tell your friends as well. Tell all your friends about the Gaming Clubhouse podcast. But but just thank you. Thank you to anybody who listens to this, anybody who comes to the channel, whether you watch all of my videos or whether you watch some of my videos, whether you just watch shorts, whether you just follow me on socials, any of that sort of stuff, I really appreciate. It's awesome. And you're the best. And I couldn't ask for more. So thank you. Anyway, let's get straight into the podcast. Let's talk about what I've been playing over these last few days since we last recorded the podcast. So I've been playing Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and I have to be honest, I think it's absolutely awesome. I do think it's up there for one of the best kart races of all time. And there's a lot of them. There's at this point there is many that are released every year. But the two heavy hitters, I mean, you had one front runner for the longest time, okay, which is Mario Kart, the Mario Kart series. And obviously Mario Kart World released earlier on this year. The other big hitter is the Sonic Racing franchise. Not as big, not as, renowned as Mario Kart, but Cross Worlds has come flying out the gates and is absolutely awesome. And I do, personally, just my opinion, think that it's better than Mario Kart World. Now, I do love Mario Kart World. I have it. I bought the Mario Kart World bundle when the Switch 2 came out, and I played it to death. I, beat the whole game, or beat, what you can beat in the game. Still got a bunch of costumes and stuff to unlock, but I beat the main chunk of the game, all the races, all the campaign, all that sort of stuff. And I had a blast with it. And we'll go back to it at some point and continue to have a blast with it, no doubt about it. But there's something about Cross Worlds that I like more. And I don't know what it is. I just like it more. I think it's more frantic. I love the design of the courses. I like the power-ups. I like the way that they do the rivals during the Grand Prix. I just like it. It's just very, very good. It's a very strong kart racer because, all the time, these kart races, they always get compared to Mario Kart. And that's an obvious thing that's going to happen because it's always the best, right? But I do honestly believe that Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, to give it its correct name, it is better than Mario Kart World. And review scores have suggested so as well. IGN gave it a 9 out of 10, whereas it gave Mario Kart World an 8 out of 10. Not that IGN is to go anything to go by in this day and age, because in my opinion, they get a lot of things terribly wrong. But I think the general consensus among reviewers is that Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is a better game than Mario Kart World. And that's not, and I'm not, again, that's not me saying that Mario Kart World is a bad game, because I don't think it is. And I don't think anyone thinks that it is. But yeah, there's just something about Sonic Racing Cross Worlds that is just so much fun to play. It's very addictive. It's a kart. It is a kart racer. There's only so much you can do with a kart racer. But it's one of the best. It's up there for one of the best of all time. Now, the last one was good as well. The last Sonic racing game was good. But this one's better. This one is better. Is it the best kart racer of all time? I think that crown belongs to Mario Kart 8. I think that's the best kart racer of all time. It's got everything. It's awesome. Super awesome. The most awesome. But this, I think it's a close second. I think it is second. It's second on the list. There's other good ones as well. There's a lot of crap ones. A lot of crap ones. Garfield Racing, I'm looking at you. Garfield Kart Racing, or whatever it's called. The one that's fronted by Garfield. The fat orange cat who loves lasagna. Nickelodeon has one as well. I think that's an okay one. I think it functions well enough. But the two heavy hitters, Mario Kart and Sonic Racing. But Sonic Racing has really stepped up to the plate with this one, and it's well worth checking out, in my opinion. So, I 100% recommend it. It gets the Sonny G stamp of approval. It gets the let's see if we can figure something new out here for the podcast that we can do for reviewing games. Let's do a bronze, silver, and gold recommendation stamp. Bronze, still not bad. Silver, good. Gold, you've got to check it out. So Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, for me, gets the gold Sonny G stamp of approval, which means you have to check it out. There we go. We've just done that. That's a new thing now for the podcast. That's how we're gonna rate games. Bronze, silver, gold, stamp of approval. And Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, you get the gold, my friend. You get the gold. Congratulations. You're the first Gaming Clubhouse Podcast gold stamp receiver that I just invented on the spot. And now it's a thing. It's just a thing forever. 100%. So yeah, there's that. Now, I saw the reviews for Hades 2, and it's been universally praised. Now, I played the first one a while ago, and I was like, yeah, this is cool, and did my typical thing of playing it for a bit, thinking, this might not be for me, and never played it again. But now that I've seen the reviews for the second one, a few days back, I re-downloaded the first one onto my Switch too. And I've been playing it a lot. Like, a lot. And it is... dude, I wish I'd have stuck at it before. Now, I feel that way about a lot of games, all right? I play a lot of games and then I put them down and never play them again. But Hades, oh my goodness, dude. It is... it's a special game. No doubt about it. Now, roguelikes, not really my bag, usually. But there's just something about this that I adore. Well, I just simply adore. I love the art style of the game. I think the art style is phenomenal. Love it. I love the music. I think the music is excellent. And I love the story that they've got going on as well. And it's just an incredible game. The combat is good. The roguelike elements are perfect. You don't get sick of it. You just don't. You don't get sick of playing the game. You don't die and then think, oh, for Christ's sake, I've got to do all that crap again, because it changes every time. You have your certain points that you get into certain points which are the same, but the fact that it continues to tell the story throughout, regardless of whether you die or whether you progress and all that sort of stuff. It's just great. I love all the characters. I think all the characters are very interesting, and they all have their own, interesting personalities and stories to tell. And I love the different ways that you could approach it. I like the idea of finding the right weapon for you and what works best for you in your playthroughs. I know that's the idea with roguelikes, but yeah, I'm big into it, and I get excited to play it. Every day for the last few days, I've been like, I can't wait to play Hades later. I can't wait for when I settle down, when the dust has settled on the day, my son's in bed, me and my wife are just chilling, and I get to play some video games. And at the minute, Hades is where it's at for me. So I'm going to play through Hades. I'm going to stick with it. I'm really enjoying it. I just beat the first boss, Meg, yesterday. I took great satisfaction in that as well. And I'm going to stick at it and keep playing it, and then eventually move on to the second one at some point. I'm not in a rush, I'm just enjoying the first one for now. So I'm in no rush to sort of get to the second one. I'm not just going to fly through it and then go straight to the second one, because I don't want to burn myself out with Hades. I just want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy the worlds. Just want to enjoy it all. Just want to take it all in and just enjoy it and have fun with it, which is what I am doing at the minute. So I'm going to keep on with Hades. Really phenomenal. I know it's been out a while, but we can grade it, right? We can grade it. It gets the gold Sonny G stamp of approval. Congratulations, Hades. But it is phenomenal. It really is. But yeah. So I've been playing that. I've not really been playing much else. It must be said. I played the new Retromania Wrestling DLC, which is great. Just adds more to an already great game. And you know that I love, if you know anything about me and you've listened to podcasts that I've done before, or, follow me online or anything, you'll know that I'm a big wrestling guy. And I love wrestling video games. It's just one of my favorite things. I just love everything about wrestling video games. And I could talk about them forever. I really could. I've done podcasts about wrestling video games. You can go back and listen. Maybe we'll do an episode of this podcast on wrestling video games. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, so Retromania Wrestling is a game that I absolutely love, and I am a big fan of Mike and the team. We've been speaking since the game was in development, and it was nice to hear from him when the DLC came out. But yeah, it adds more wrestlers, it adds new modes, and all of it is interesting. All of it is great. So they've added Macho Man Randy Savage, which is cool, which is a huge get in my opinion for the game. You've got the Rock and Roll Express, you've got Magnum TA, Demolition, and yeah, it's just very, very good. Very good game. If you've not played it and you like retro style wrestling video games, it's literally WWF WrestleFest, but newer. Same style gameplay, same style animation, but it's got modern day wrestlers on it, and it's got modern day move sets on it, and each individual wrestler is unique in their own way, and they all have entrances with their own music and stuff like that, and it's just really good. The new house show feature on it is really good. You can either pick a show yourself and work through it, or you can have like a random show generated, and it basically just picks a list of matches for you to play through. But you've got to get to the end. You lose. If you lose the first match, it's game over. So you've got to. It's a challenge mode. It's really good. So, and it's added new championship belts that you can compete for in the game as well. The Retromania Wrestling Championship, and also tag team titles, which is great. So yeah, go play Retromania Wrestling. Its new DLC is out now. It's $7.99. It is. It's really good. It's just a great game. Man, I love the game so much. It's been delayed for Switch. Actually, it's worth pointing out. The DLC is coming for Switch, but they discovered some issues when they were planning for the update and stuff like that. But yeah, it's delayed for Switch, but it is coming soon. It is coming soon. Like in literally like the next week or so, I would guess. They've sent it for certification for Nintendo, so hopefully that'll be available on Switch soon. But I've been playing it on Xbox. It is available on PlayStation and Steam PC as well. So yeah, definitely go and check that out. It's very, very good. There's so many wrestling games that are due to come out, or like that have been in development for a while, and I don't know where some of these games are. We'll save that for another episode. We will do a wrestling game episode where we don't need to dig into the past too much. Maybe we can do that, but we'll talk about games that are modern wrestling games, newer wrestling games that have come out or coming out, and we'll discuss them. And I'll try and do a bit of digging as to where they are in development, and we'll go from there. But we'll do that because I think a lot of people like wrestling games. A lot of people like hearing about wrestling games, and it's one of the things that I love talking about. Let's move on to VR. I played Titan Isles, and I'm allowed to talk about it now. So I played it, and I think it's really good. I did a video on it, did a long form video on it. It's about 20 minutes, half an hour long, and I really like it. I think it's very good. It's very fast paced. The combat is good, class dependent. I found I've tried two different classes out. One of them wasn't really for me. The other one was. The one that was you have a jetpack, which makes it easy, makes traversal a little bit easier, and it has like two pistols attached to your arms, or if you move your arms, combine them together, it makes like a rifle for long range shooting and stuff like that. So that's cool. But the other one that I tried, so it had like a crossbow as its main weapon, which was significantly harder than using the pistols. I know that sounds like quite an obvious thing to say, but it's true. And the traversal method was, so think Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man, right? And you use those big sort of claws to like just to swing around and get around that way. And I found that to be quite difficult. And so there's a few different classes. I haven't tried them all yet, but yeah, I found that to be quite difficult. And that's how I started recording, first of all, using the second one that I mentioned with the Dr. Octopus style arms. And I was playing it thinking, this isn't for me. This isn't for me at all. And I love the aesthetic of the game. I like the general movement, and I do like the combat. I love crossbows in VR, but I just couldn't. It just felt too. It didn't. The pace of the game just felt a little bit off using that class. But I wanted to go back to it again. So I had a day off it, and I thought, I want to put a video out for this. So I went back and picked a different class and picked the one with the jetpack and the pistols, and I was just having an absolute blast with it. It's so good. I love when you find the class that suits you, and this is probably the same for all games that have a class. You will find the one that is for you. And now that I found it, I love the game. In fact, I adore it. I think it's awesome. I think it's really good. So yeah, I love the pace of the movement. I like the jetpack traversal. The shooting with the pistols feels great, and yeah, I like the story that it's telling as well. You're basically making your way through levels and defeating a big titan at the end. Titans who are looking to destroy everything. So yeah, it's very, very good. Seeing the Titans up close is so incredibly impressive, and that's one of the things that I absolutely adore about VR. Is just experiencing these things up close, and just seeing the Titan come down and getting right in your face is, oh my god. There's no feeling like it in video games than seeing stuff like that in VR. Things like that are just completely breathtaking, and I really find Titan Isles to be breathtaking. Now that I found my preferred style of play within the game, I simply love it, and I really do recommend it. There are good, like I said, there's going to be some aspects of the game and some classes that you can pick and use that aren't going to be for everybody. Me personally, I love the graphics. It's not like realistic looking graphics. It is quite cartoony, but I personally really love the aesthetic of the game. And the combat, again, dependent on class, isn't going to be for everybody. But the game is very, very good, and I do recommend it. So I am going to give Titan Isles the silver Sunny G stamp of approval because it is good. It's good, very good. So that's my grade for Titan Isles. And yeah, that means it's still good. If he doesn't get, right, let's just set this out now, right? Gold, exceptional, you must play it. Silver, very good. Bronze, still good. If it doesn't get a stamp, or we'll select wood as one. If it gets wood, then don't play it. Don't bother playing it because it's not worth playing. That's there we go. They are the 4 stamps. You have 3 of approval, 1 not so much. That's wood. So wood, don't play. Bronze, good. Silver, very good. Gold, exceptional. Play it. Must play. There we go. So Titan Arms gets a silver Sunny G stamp of approval. I'll try and figure out like a little graphic or something that signifies the stamps of approval. I feel bad posting about anything that's got wood though. And that's a weird thing to say out loud. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Now, last week I spoke about that I would put probably an insane amount of hours into EAFC 26. And this week I haven't at all, really. And I have no real desire to either. Now, I'm an Ultimate Team player. And the first few days when the Ultimate Edition came out, I was hammering it. I was playing rivals and squad battles. They're like, yeah, I need to get my rewards. Got my rewards, and they were desperately unsatisfying. It must be said, very, very unsatisfying. So this week, because of that, I've had no real desire to play it at all, actually. And it got me thinking as to whether this could honestly be the last year that I buy it. Because I do get it every year religiously because I love football. I'm a big football fan, even though my team is terrible at the minute. I love playing the game, but I don't get the satisfaction out of it as much anymore. I'm not like excited for it anymore as much. So I don't know if this could be. I don't think it's a bad game by any stretch. I really don't. I do think there is improvements this year, like I said last week. But I just don't know if it's worth the money, especially at launch. I don't know if it's worth the money at launch. Whether I pick it up somewhere down the line, maybe. But I think in terms of buying it day one, I don't know if I might be done with that because I just don't have that excitement for it anymore. And I do get more enjoyment out of some of the free-to-play football games. eFootball, I've plowed ridiculous hours into on both PlayStation and Xbox. It's lost me a little bit at the minute, it must be said, but I've always been a bigger fan of the PES gameplay than I have of the FIFA gameplay. I've always found it to just overall be better. But eFootball's lost me a little bit at the minute. I've played a good amount of hours of UFL as well, and I actually really like that. Again, not perfect, but it is improving with every single update. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether it's my time might be coming to an end with the EAFC/FIFA franchise, especially on day one. Yeah, I've just had no desire to play it this week. I don't know if anybody else feels like that who listens to this podcast, if they've not really had any desire to hop on as soon as their day's winding down. I don't. It definitely isn't a winding down game. It's one that's just so aggravating at times. But yeah, it's a game that at the minute, even today, even talking about it now, I'm not thinking, oh, you know what? Actually, I might play a couple of games later because I'm not thinking about that. I'm actually thinking about playing Hades. I'm thinking about playing Walkabout Mini Golf. I'm not thinking about playing EAFC 26. And it makes me sad a little bit. And I was also feeling that way. I don't know, we've just talked about wrestling video games, but I was also feeling the same about the WWE 2K franchise. I've got WWE 2K25, I've got it on PlayStation, and I've got it on Switch too. And I like the games. I think they're great games, but I've no real desire. I don't get excited for it anymore like I did before. But I do get excited for other wrestling video games. When I knew that the Retromania DLC was coming out, I was really excited for it. I was excited to go back and revisit that because it's the game that I've already played a lot of hours of. And I knew that I was going to play and enjoy a lot more hours of it with the new update. But with WWE 2K, it's been the same for a while now. The game has. It's been the same since 2K22. Obviously, they had a year off after the disaster of WWE 2K20. But the game has been fundamentally the same since 2K22. And it's not a bad game at all. It is very good. But now it's just an annual update. And that to me just isn't exciting. Maybe that's why I'm just not enjoying FC anymore. Why I'm not enjoying FIFA anymore, because it's just a yearly update. Whereas these free-to-play games, they're constantly updating. They're constantly getting better and trying to improve. Realistically, they're trying to compete with EAFC. But I don't know, maybe just that yearly update cycle just isn't giving me that buzz anymore like it used to. I used to get so excited, especially when I was a lot younger, for the WWE games. Like the new SmackDown was coming out and I was at the shop day one. My local game shop used to sell the games the day before, so I was there the day before buying those games. But now I get them because it's just a routine thing. I just get them. But yeah, I'm starting to think whether, 2K25 just gone on to PlayStation Plus, for Christ's sake, So, and I don't think I've played enough hours of the game to warrant getting it day one. So maybe that's another one that I'm just not going to get day one anymore. And I prefer when something different comes out, something different to the norm comes along. That gets me more excited. When AEW Fight Forever came out, I was really excited. And I've played AEW Fight Forever. I have it on all three. I have it on Xbox, I have it on PlayStation, I have it on Switch. I was lucky enough to receive review codes for the Xbox and the PlayStation versions, but I bought the game on Switch myself. And across the three consoles, I've played so many hours of it because I still really like it. I think it has a lot to do with the gameplay and it being sort of very similar to the wrestling video games of old from the Nintendo 64 and stuff like that. But yeah, I get more excited by that now. I get more excited by something different and not something that's still really just the same every year. I know I sort of spoke about there being, differences with EAFC, but they're very small differences. They're not sort of massive changes. All the menus still look the same. Everything about the game is the same, really. Just a few in-game tweaks. And I've said for years that FIFA could be free to play, and they'd still make a shitload of money because of Ultimate Team. They'd still coin it in because people would buy FIFA points still, or EAFC points, or whatever. They still would, so they'd still make a lot of money on it. That'll never happen. It'll never go free to play, ever. But it could, because the level of update that you get these days. Do they really justify a £70 day one price tag? And I was contemplating originally getting it on Switch this year, FC26, but it's 30 frames per second even on Switch 2, and that's a no-no. Just an absolute no-no. Why EA can't make a game run at 60 frames per second on Switch 2 is an absolute joke. Madden is the same, apparently. That's 30 frames per second as well. But I was reading a review for FC26. I think it was from Nintendo Life. I like their reviews. They're good. And, even his review said, the game does still run at 30 frames per second. And for a lot of you, that's where this review will end. And he was correct. That's where my interest in the Nintendo Switch 2 version of FC26 ended, is when they revealed that it was 30 frames per second again. Because I just don't think that's good enough. I think that's very poor. No sports game should run at 30 frames per second. Not something as fast-paced as football. WWE 2K on Switch runs at 60 frames per second and runs it perfectly. There are instances, there are certain, so I think that when it cuts to moves and stuff like that, where it does drop to 30, but it's not really noticeable because it's a cutscene. It's not affecting the gameplay direct. But with EAFC, 30 frames per second just isn't the one. And it's just not good enough. That just is not good enough. And I think EA are going to fall into that same trap as they did when they were releasing it for the Switch before, where they were just releasing legacy versions and they were the same every single year. And that isn't good enough either. Just a skin update, basically, for new kits and players. And that's just not good enough. It's not enough to warrant paying the full price for that version. No. So yeah, my annual franchise buying might be coming to an end for both football and wrestling, two things that I absolutely love in life. But the major video game versions of those two things just aren't cutting it for me at the minute at all. And that does make me sad because, I'm entering a different era of my life because of that. And that probably sounds ridiculous, but you as a gamer, as a big gamer, you do have those things that are routine for you in life, and that buying those two games are one of those routines. Just like for other people buying Call of Duty, regardless of how similar it is and the same every year it is, people still buy it every year, and there are games that people buy every year. But at the minute, they just don't get any better. They never, and I don't see when that changes. Obviously, if the WWE license goes elsewhere from 2K, it'll change then. I'm sure of it. But I don't know if that is ever going to happen. But it is what it is. And that, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with not buying those two games. It saves me money. And then when they come a bit cheaper and I fancy them, then I'll pick them up. But day one purchases for those games, for those titles, I think those days might be behind me. I say this now, the next year I'll just buy them, probably. That's how I am. But no, I'm being serious. I think those days might be a little bit behind me now. Sad times. But other wrestling games, that excites me. New wrestling games coming out, that excites me. We'll talk about that another time. I'll do a bit of digging, do a bit of research as to what's coming, when it's coming, if it's coming. We'll do a full show on that, for sure. For sure. I actually recommended UFL to somebody the other day. Stevie from Outright Games. He asked me, because he must have saw on Discord that I was playing FC26 a few days ago, last week. And he asked me how it was, and I was honest with him. And I said, just, don't do it. Don't do it. It's the same, pretty much. Apart from a few tweaks. I went, go and play UFL. That's really good, and it's free. Yeah, there's microtransactions. It's a free-to-play game, but it's good. It is good. Been playing a bit more Skate as well. Still very much enjoying it. Looking forward to the update that's coming out for it early October. It looks like they're changing the way that the game is going to look as well, which seems to be a common complaint. Not from me. I think it looks absolutely fine. But I'm looking forward to the update. Looking forward to continual updates for the game. It's just a game that I'm very much enjoying and will continue to enjoy. I'm sure of that. Played NBA Bounce, which is from Outright Games. Now, shout out to Outright Games. They are awesome. They are very good to me as a creator. They, I get sent their games to play and review and create content for, and I'm incredibly grateful. They make games that are aimed at children. So if you've got, I'm a parent now, so one day my sons, plural, because obviously my wife is pregnant. I'm having a boy. One day they're hopefully going to be into video games, and I want them to start, learning with games that are appropriate for them. And Outright Games does release video games that are appropriate for kids exclusively, pretty much. So NBA Bounce is one of them. It's a child-friendly basketball game, but not only that, it's actually a nice break from the normal sports simulator games that you get. I'm an NBA 2K guy. I play NBA 2K every year. It's another one of those annual sports games that I play. But that's one that I won't be dropping because I love NBA 2K. Go Lakers. But NBA Bounce is really good. It's available now. It's on everything. It's 3-on-3 basketball. It's got cute animation. It's got fun core gameplay, and there's modes to keep everyone entertained. There's a full season mode. There's tournament modes. You can play online with people, and you can just, if you want, you can just hop into an exhibition. And I think it's very, very good. The only thing it's missing is real players, real rosters, but it doesn't really affect the game at all, in all honesty, because the teams have still got all the jerseys. They've got their logo on the court and all that sort of stuff. So it's a very authentic NBA experience, and yeah, I can recommend it for sure. It gets it's not going to be for everybody, all right, but it gets the bronze Sonny G seal of approval. Does NBA Bounce? There is a long form video on it. On my YouTube channel. There is shorts on it as well on Instagram and TikTok and wherever else I post shorts. So if you don't want to watch a long form video, go and do that. That's okay. Either way, as long as you're checking out the content, I'm happy. Got a few other games from Outright Games to check out. So look out for them on the channel over the next few days. But speaking of the channel, We are entering October. In fact, it is October tomorrow. I'm recording this on the 30th of September, which is a Tuesday, which is the day that I always record this podcast. And we're heading into October, so I'm going to do some Halloween-themed stuff for the channel. Original, I know. But I've got some VR horror games that I want to play on the channel. I have some flat-screen horror games that I want to play on the channel. And I have some sort of in-game content horror themed that I want to play on the channel, from walkabout mini golf, fruit golf. So yeah, look out for that on the channel, as well as normal content as well, because I've still got other games that I want to create content for. But thank you to anybody, honestly. I know I've said it at the beginning of the podcast, but I'll say it again now. I really do appreciate anybody who comes to the channel. I know that not all of my content is for everybody, but if you come along and check out the stuff that does appeal to you, then I appreciate you, and I appreciate your contribution to my views, to my watch hours, to all that stuff. Whether it's on YouTube, to be fair, or whether it is on TikTok or Instagram, everything helps me. Yeah, I just appreciate any sort of support. I know I'm not the world's biggest creator, and I know I'm not going to be the world's biggest creator ever. But the fact that anybody even bothers to come along to the channel, to listen to this podcast, to like on social media, share on social media, any of that sort of thing, it honestly means the world to me at this point in my creator life. So I'm just going to keep plodding along. Putting out my weekly videos and putting out this podcast and clipping everything out and putting it on social media just to get a bit more interaction. I'm just going to keep plodding along because I enjoy doing it. I love being a creator. I love creating for everybody. So just thank you for your support. I truly mean that. I really do. But yeah, I think that's probably the end of this episode. We've had a good chat, a bit longer than usual. But I hope everybody has enjoyed this episode who's listened to it, whether you've watched it on YouTube and you can see my face, or whether you've listened to the audio version on your favorite podcast service. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, leave a review, all that good stuff. Go follow me on social media. Come and join the Discord, links to which are in the description, both on the podcast and on the video version on YouTube. But for now, this has been episode 4 of the Gaming Clubhouse Podcast. My name is Sonny G. You're watching/listening to the Gaming Clubhouse. And I will see you next time. Take it easy, guys. Goodbye.